Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's so serious. Where my girls at? We linked up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right.
Hi, friends. How's everybody? We're here. Hey, girls, we're on. Hello. Oh, Lord. Okay. Hello. We're here. We are here.
It's going down. It's going down with my girls, Hey, everybody, we are here. You're listening to We Got Issues with the Force of Friendship on 9:10 a.m., the Superstation, WFDF, based out of Detroit, but it is heard all over the world. I am your host on today, Crisette Ellis, but I'm hanging out with my girlfriends. Where they at? Well, we almost have full attendance today. We got Sabrina Goodwin Monday, Geneva on the Lake, Ohio. She is present and accounted for. And then we have the one and only Gloria Mayfield Banks out of Ellicott City, Maryland. She is on and accounted for. So the only one that we're missing on today is Caterina Harris Earl. She is somewhere in Oakland, California, somewhere handling business. I know her grandsons are in town, so she's probably being GG handling that business. So not sure if she'll get a chance to call in, but wherever Caterina is, trust me, she deserves it. She's one of the hardest working women on We Got Issues. We're just praying that everything goes good, because Caterina is not here to fix it on today, but we are excited to bring to you another exciting show on today. We just love hanging out with you guys. We hope that you are enjoying this wonderful Wednesday, winning Wednesday, whatever you want to call it, that's going down on a Wednesday. But we bring the laughter, the light, and the lessons. And today, when I tell you, I'm tuning into my own show, because we're going to be talking about a subject that, when I say I know absolutely nothing about, I've heard it and I've heard people talk about it, but I'll be the first to say my name is Crisette Ellis and I do not understand anything about cryptocurrency. Okay. It's okay to let people know what you don't know. So I believe we are all going to be enlightened on the day. And so I can't wait to introduce our guest formally. It is Jewel Tankard, and anybody knows anything about Jewel, she is about business. She is a phenomenal entrepreneur in her own right. And I'm so excited that she is on our show on today. And she's going to talk to us about cryptocurrency and about what the Tankards are doing. When I tell you, that family is doing a little of this and a little of that, but they are making it work. And so we're excited that she's going to be hanging out with the Force of Friendship on today. So listen, don't be a stranger. You know, you just like me, you don't have a clue what cryptocurrency is all about. And don't even talk about Bitcoin. I'm trying to wrap my head around that too. So if you have questions, or maybe, hey, you not like me, you like, girl, please talk for yourself. I know everything about cryptocurrency. But we want you to call in and tell us what you know. Call us at 313-778-7600. I promise you it's going to be a great conversation on today. Well, I got my girls here. Sabrina off the shoulders. You know, she's been exercising, y'all. Y'all know we had a Get Up and Move challenge in June, and she's showing off what her Get Up and Move has done. So if you're not watching us on Facebook Live, either the Force of Friendship or 9:10 a.m., you gotta just turn it on so you can take a look at Sabrina's shoulders. I mean, she looking fly. Go on, Sabrina Goodwin Monday? What's going on in Geneva on the Lake Ohio?
It's all good. It's all good, First Lady Crisette. It's a winning Wednesday. Wonderful Wednesday. Hump day, baby. Hump day. That's what it is. We know that we've got some weather all over the country, record heat in some places, so you guys stay safe out there. It's a lot going on in this old world, and we're just here to talk about it all. Gloria, you need to get some rest because you just yawning, poor baby, just yawning, sleepy. I mean, them babies are wearing this child out, okay? Somebody get Gloria some caffeine. She falling asleep on her own show.
You don't even know what you're talking about, okay? She just crazy and messy as she want to be. She just crazy, man. She make you make up stories. She make you make up stories just to cover up for stuff she talking about. We just gonna cut you all the way off, okay? I wish I had a mute button over here when she'd be talking about me. I'm telling you, there ain't no rest in this house. There is no rest in this house. Those kids are like spent. We've been to the beach already today. I said, I got to get back to the show. So I can figure out some more about crypto myself. And I know Jules is going to bring the heat, so I want to get here. But when I tell you, they run into the wave and then out of the wave, and into the wave and then out of the wave. They're up eating all day. My grocery bill is just ridiculous. And, you know, Gigi's like, yeah, put in the cart. Yes, put it. And they just love asking me, like, yes. So, yeah, it's been a blast. It's just been a blast. But I'm telling you, I will tell you this, being here in Martha's Vineyard, seeing all these amazing people living their best life, you know, they're cooled out. They're super nice. All the HBCU's t-shirts are walking around. You know, it just feels so good. It's just a real groove. The inkwell is hot and popping. The weather is beautiful. It was a little bit overcast today, but then the sun comes out as hot, and then the overcast is welcome. So it's been awesome. It's been awesome. And it never changes. You know, coming here 20 years, 30 years, it just never changes. Same houses, beautifully painted, lawns beautifully taken care of, peaceful, all day, all night, something's happening. So it's fun. It's really fun to be here.
Amazing. We love it. We love it, Gloria. We love watching you and the grandkids. We love watching Caterina and her grandkids. Kids make the world go round, baby. Make the world.
Sabrina, we're going to have to rent us some grandkids because right now,
I got some for you.
And
what's that thing called? Churro. I got some grandkids. I got them, baby. You ain't got to look far.
Say you got them. All right, you guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and get right into the show. We know there's a lot, you know, that's still going on around the world. Of course, we know they're still talking about the mass shooting in Highland Park, Illinois. And they're just kind of, you know, talking about it. One story that I heard that was really sad was that one of the fathers threw himself on top of his 2-year-old son to shield him from the gunfire and ended up getting killed, and his mother got killed as well. So this little boy, 2 years old, lost both of his parents in that mass shooting. So we absolutely, our thoughts and our prayers go out to all of those who are mourning the loss of life in Highland Park, sure. Illinois. Yeah, so that's really, really sad. And just hopefully, you know, Congress, you know, our government will, you know, do something about it, make some changes. You know, that's all we can pray for and ask for. But again, we're in election season, so we need to make sure that those who we elect know exactly what it is that we are asking them to advocate for. So with that being said, I'm going to ask to bring Jewel Tankard to the screen onto Facebook so you guys can see. Yes, she is here. Welcome, my friend, the lovely Jewel Tankard. You guys, hey, we're so excited. You know what? We need you to unmute on, unless Dorothy did it. Okay, if you didn't mute it, Dorothy may have done it. But we're so excited to welcome you to We Got Issues. This is going to be a great conversation on today, you guys. I just absolutely adore Jewel. She is full of energy. She is just a joy to be around. There are people that when they leave, you're like, whew, I'm so glad they're gone. But trust me, she always leaves you wanting more. And so I'm just so excited that she is in town. She's actually in town to talk about cryptocurrency for a couple of days. She's going to be downtown Detroit, and I'll let her tell you a little bit more about that, because if you're interested and you live in the Detroit metropolitan area, you absolutely can. I believe you can, and you can tell us more about that, Jewel, if they can check you out. But I just want to give you real quickly before we go, we have a little bit of time before we go to our first break. I want to tell you a little bit about this phenomenal woman, Jewel Tankard. She is the wife of gospel jazz legend. And if you have never checked out Ben Tankard, you must live under a rock. I mean, his music is absolutely amazing. She is an economist and turned financial powerhouse, taking the world by storm. Teachings on prayer and wealth. I love the two together, prayer and wealth. Jewel has a unique anointing to marry intercession, kingdom principles, wealth creation, and she has a strong faith, sound families, and strong finances. She's committed to help women build wealth and global, I love that word, global influence. Jewel created the Millionaires Club and recently authored the book. This club empowers women to trust their financial gut, improve their confidence. In addition to her best-selling book, Kingmaker, she is empowering them to embrace their God-given ability to build the king inside of the men in their lives. Jewel pastors Jewel. She pastors with her husband in Murfreesboro, Texas, and they have Murfreesboro. Thank you, Texas. Tennessee, not Texas. Tennessee. And they have 5 lovely children. I mean, if you saw, you like 5 children? Yep, 5 children. And they have a reality show. They have a lot that's going on in the Tankard family. And so I'm going to bring Jewel in, and I'm going to ask her, many times we tell them, give us a short bio, but she has she wears so many hats, so much more is going on in her life. So Jewel, just kind of bring us up to date on what you've been doing, talk about your family, and then we will get into talking about crypto. So we have about 3 minutes before we go to the break. So in those 3 minutes, tell them who Jewel Tankard is.
Absolutely. So, Crisette, first of all, girl, I love you. Thank you so much for having me.
You're muted.
I'm muted?
I can hear you.
Okay. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
We got a lot going on.
Okay, yes. Jewel, you have your earpiece in and you want to unmute yourself on your iPad. Did you mute yourself? Yes, we can hear you. Yes. That's because you're muted on your iPad. Just unmute yourself on your iPad.
Okay.
There we you did it again. Go back. There you go. Keep it right there. Yep, keep it right there.
Okay, perfect. So Ben and I pastor in Destiny Center Church in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. We're absolutely loving that, teaching the people faith, teaching the people about the blood of Jesus. And I think it's now more important for us to understand about the blood and its protection now more than ever. We were just telling our children the other day, do not leave the house without pleading the blood, like period, end of the story. But but it's an exciting time at the same time for the body of Christ. And, you know, we've had really successful reality show on Bravo TV for 3 seasons, Thicker Than Water, the Tankards. That was a lot of fun. And we decided to own our own content. And so now we just posted 4th season, the beginning of this year on Tubi. So everybody can get caught up on everything that's happening with the Tankards on Tubi. And then, of course, I love this, that you guys are doing this Force of Friendship. Like, this is giving. Everything is supposed to give. We actually have, it's 4 of us, Chatter, which is on Fox Soul. It's me, Dee Dee Freeman, Real Talk Kim, and Monique Eilert Mosley, and Holly Carter. And so I love what you guys are doing here. So yeah, we got a lot going on in media and got a lot going on in ministry, and definitely getting our bag. So it's been good.
Well, that is good. That's the perfect segue to our break. You are listening to We Got Issues with the Force of Friendship on 9:10 a.m. The Superstation. Our guest is Jewel Tankard on today. And you guys, we are talking cryptocurrency. Oh yeah, money ain't what it used to be. It is changing over and over and over. So we absolutely want you to be in the know. So you want to tune in and give us a call at 313-778-7600. We want you to join the conversation. Again, you're listening to The Force of Friendship. We're going to this break and we'll be right back. All right, we are back. We are back. You're listening to We Got Issues with the Force of Friendship, 9:10 a.m. The Superstation. We're so excited on today. We have our guest, Jewel Tankard, and we are talking about cryptocurrency. As I said right before the break, money is not what it used to be. It is changing, and we have to be abreast of how it is changing, and how we can take advantage of the new way that money is being used. And so I know that Jewel is an expert when it comes to cryptocurrency. She is actually here, and she's going to be in downtown Detroit at the Renaissance Center, and she is going to be talking everything crypto. So Jewel, just kind of talk to us a little bit about how you got involved in cryptocurrency. And before you do that, just kind of break it down. I'm not clear on what it is. So just imagine that you're doing a crypto class for dummies. Okay. So break it down to its lowest denominator so we can understand exactly what it is.
I love the fact that you said that, because when I first came in, I felt very inadequate. I felt like I didn't know anything about crypto, but I saw that there was a lot of money being made. And I also knew that early adoption has early benefits, right? And everything is a risk in life. I mean, all of you all on here are mega entrepreneurs and have done mega things, and you take mega risk, and therefore you get mega rewards. But crypto, just long and the short, it's digital currency. So opposed to like the fiat currency, which is the dollar, $5 bill, $20 bill, paper money, it's actually digital money. And it looks like a barcode on your phone, right? So literally I could go from here to Australia and take $1 million worth of Bitcoin, right? And not have to check in any duty, right? I could, if an investor, if somebody who wanted to invest, if they looked at real estate, then they've got depreciation, they have overhead, they have property taxes, they have homeowners insurance, they have tenant issues, legal fees with real estate attorneys. But with Bitcoin, it cannot be hacked. It's easily transferable. It is decentralized, which simply means that the banks and the government, as of yet, don't have any jurisdiction on it, which is why so many people become wealthy so fast. It's like the great equalizer, right? So a person in 2009, Bitcoin, when it first hit the scene, was $10. Chris and Gloria and Sabrina, $10.
Right.
Today, it's teetering around 20,000. The high has been 67,000. I started buying when it was 3,500, right? And I knew nothing about it, but I knew that the people that I were following were extremely wealthy, 50 million, 100 million. And I knew I didn't want to just stay in millionaire status. I wanted to expand and grow my empire. And once I started understanding that the digital world, it's in everything. You can buy Range Rovers, you can buy Hondas, you can buy real estate, you can go to Starbucks and buy coffee, you can go to Home Depot and buy supplies for your contractors. If you have real estate, everything right now can pretty much be bought with Bitcoin. And because the value of it is so much stronger than the dollar, you need a lot less Bitcoin to buy very little. So if I have a $700,000 house I'm looking at, I could spend $700,000 worth of cash, get a mortgage for it, or I could have probably, a tenth of that in Bitcoin, right? Because if Bitcoin is 20,000 right now. And so if I had, 14 Bitcoin, just 14, then I could buy that $700,000 property. So it's so much money to be made in it. And you can start with so little. And so we have more Black people and Black women, and particularly I'm trying to make it attractive, because when I say it has been dominated by white men, and we got to change that narrative.
Right. Yeah. Wow. That is so interesting. So explain to me, and then I know Sabrina and Gloria have questions. You said right now, one Bitcoin is valued at 20,000. Is that what you said?
Yeah. It's right. It's right at 20,000. Let me give you the exact market price. This very moment.
While you're looking at that, so then, if I'm a person and I'm interested in investing and starting out with Bitcoin, but I don't have $20,000 to get one Bitcoin, how does somebody like me get started?
Okay, you're genius. Your questions are genius. Let me just tell you. So the thing about Bitcoin, you can buy it in what we call Satoshis, which is simply a fraction. Okay. It's called Satoshis, is the technical term for it, but just scratch that. You can buy it in fractions. So there you can accumulate crypto, you can trade crypto, and then we also have access to crypto hedge funds that automatically just grow your crypto percentage-wise every single week. And so a person literally can get started with just saying, I'm going to start buying $10 worth of Bitcoin every week or $10 worth of Bitcoin every month. They have autosave on things like Coinbase. I like crypto.com as well. Gemini, Binance. These are all what we call cryptocurrency exchanges where you can buy it and hold it. The two most important cryptocurrencies to buy and hold are Bitcoin and Ethereum. And you just be willing to learn as you go. Ethereum is right about $1,000, projected to be about $75,000, I think, over the next 5 years. And Bitcoin, we're looking at very strong. I would say probably by 2024, $100,000. for one Bitcoin, but eventually it could get up to the mil. I mean, I think the highest Bitcoin could get is between $700,000 and $1 million.
Jeez, that's amazing.
It is
amazing. Any of you guys have a question? Before we do that, I'm not sure. Marathon, are you still on? Are you still holding on, Marathon? Doing good, Marathon.
How you doing? I'm doing good. I had a question for Jewel. Jewel, how do you balance ministry, family, marriage, and business? Great question. Yeah, that's a really good
so first, I don't take myself too seriously. And I know that I'm really a big kid. Me and my husband. We're like, that's why I love this group. We like just have to have fun. And we're the same people in the pulpit, or whether we're on TV, or whether we're doing a deal. And we're just kind of lighthearted people. I think, if you do it that way, everything stays fun. We authentically love God, and we authentically love people. And so I don't give it a lot of thought, but I will say that having a really good team. So I have a great domestic team. I have a great housekeeper and house manager, my personal assistant. I'm actually at our home here in Farmington Hills. And so she comes with me all the time. Then I have a team here. We have a great ministry team. And so I think if you can build a good team, you can really crank out. I think about people like, I'm sure Sabrina, you think about people like Oprah Winfrey, who's produced all these movies and shows and networks and orphanage. But whether it's Oprah or Gloria Banks or Sabrina or Crisette or Jewel Tankard, we understand the power of the team. And so I think you can build as many brands as you can possibly, that you've been called to do. And I think there's a grace that comes on your life for all of it. I don't do anything I think that God hasn't called me to do, because there won't be any grace on it. But everything that he's called me to do, I'm empowered to do it, and I can have a ton of fun.
Wow, I love that. Thank you, Marathon, for calling in. All right, have a great day. Awesome.
Oh my goodness. Jewel. It's such a pleasure to have you on the show. Boundless energy. Like Crisette said, whoever's in your space, your energy is infectious, and that takes energy just to give energy. So I want to know where you get your energy from with those 5 children. I want to know how old those babies are, because that's a job all in itself. I want to ask you that. And then I want to ask you about this Bitcoin situation, because I had a few bits of coins and they've taken a beating these last few months. And I said, I'm taking my bits and my coins and I'm running, never coming back. Okay.
Girl, I know, right? I'll give you the tea on that. So first, so my honey already had 4 children, and then I already had 1 daughter. So we were both married before. So we blended together. And it took a lot of work, a lot of family meetings, a lot of conversations about expectations and what I wanted to do and things like that. But anyway, so when we married, my baby was like 2, 3. His children were like between like 8 and 15. So they're all adults now. So everybody's out of the house. Yay! And I'm having so much fun. As a matter of fact, we're literally helping our baby girl, Cyrene, and her fiance close on a beautiful condo 3 blocks down from Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. Nice. And so anyway, they're all gone, girl. Sabrina, so I'm having a ball. So energy, I drink a lot of water. I drink tons of green drinks. I don't do carbs, no rice, no potatoes, no sugar. So I'm pretty much keto, like meat and veggies. And then I take a ton of vitamins from vitamin B, B12. I get infusions twice a month, with all the good stuff. And then this part. Y'all don't know this. I have a masseuse coming to the house, Haunty.
That is all I live for. How often does she come?
Every week. Every week.
See, that's what I'm
and
talking
she comes
about.
at night. So that I can come down.
That's good.
And I did that 2 years ago because I was starting to carry a lot of stress.
Yeah.
And I could just tell I was tight. And I was like, I can't, this is not cool. Because I'm an overachiever. So I like multiple projects.
Self-care.
But that changed my life.
Yeah, excellent. Okay. Now we can talk about the other stuff. Now that you got us straight on that side, now you talk about this other stuff, okay?
Okay,
Hey,
so the second question,
Joel,
yes.
before you get started, we're getting ready to come up to our second break. So when we come back from the break, we absolutely want you to give us the tea on what is going on with crypto these days, for sure. So we're going to talk about that when we come back after this break. You are listening to We Got Issues with the Force of Friendship. Our guest today is Jewel Tankard, and we're talking crypto. You absolutely want to be a part of this conversation, so give us a call, 313-778-7600. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. You're listening to We Got Issues with the Force of Friendship, and we are talking about cryptocurrency with Jewel Tankard. And Jewel, before you answer and start talking about the crypto and what's going on now, we have a caller. I'm going to take this caller, and then we'll come right back to you. Sylvia, are you still there?
Yes, I've been dipping and dabbling. My son got me involved with the crypto, and we do wealth platforms to educate ourselves on what it is. So I'm still learning, but I have been able to make money and to pay my phone bills with crypto, which was so exciting to me because I was like, is this stuff real? What does it do? What can I do with it? So I'm still learning, and I wanted to know about your Renaissance. Are you doing platforms or orientation presentations at the Renaissance if there's a time in the future for people to attend?
Okay, that last part, Crisette, was a little muffled. Did you hear the last part?
Yes. She wanted to know if other people could come to the Rensen when you're in town. So talk a little bit about that, and then tell us. Thank you, Sylvia, for calling. She will give you that information about the Renaissance Center. So go ahead, Jewel. Tell us about that event, and then talk to us more about the cryptocurrency where it is currently.
Absolutely. So first of all, big shout out to your son. Big shout out to you. Yay, another sister in crypto. So that's a big deal. And I want you to understand that I'm still learning. So even though I've been blessed to build a strong crypto portfolio, I don't feel like I know everything about it. It's constantly changing. As soon as the ink dries, one thing, there's a change happening tomorrow. So just know that it moves very fast, but the key is to get in and just learn as you go. So the event that we're doing is downtown at the Renaissance Center in the I think it's the, what is it? McNamara? Yeah, I think it's McNamara Room. And it's on Saturday all day from like 9 to 5. And then Friday night at 7, okay, for 2 hours. And you can get on chairmanrun.events. Chairmanrun.events. CHAIRMAN run RUN.events. But anyone is welcome. We would love to see you. And when I say we got some heavy hitters in the room on Saturday, that these gentlemen have made, and we got a couple of girls too, yay, but it's very male dominated, like I said. But these boys have made, 10M, 20M, like they have done their thing. And so we're going to be laying out the blueprint for how to get started. The key with crypto is to start.
The key is to get started. So talk to us about where crypto is now. I know Sabrina says she's going to get her crypto and she's going to crypt her way out. So talk a little bit.
I'm taking my Bitcoin and gone, okay?
I love it. So I think we're still at the first inning. And I really believe that this is going to be the largest wealth transfer that the world has ever seen. I think that all the prophets and preachers that have preached about this great wealth transfer, I literally, honestly believe that it's happening through crypto. It's very innovative. It's economically disruptive. A lot of people have not moved into it because they can't get their head around it. But I'm like, baby, figure it out as you go. Let's get started. And just the amount of wealth that I've been able to build in the last 6 years being over here is really mind blowing. And not just me, but seeing what's happened with so many people. So what's happening with crypto right now is nothing ever just goes all the way up. So what happened was crypto hit 67 and everybody's like, woohoo, because we know it's all hitting six figures. But then it started just dropping. The bear started taking over. It started diving. So what happens? Fear. Oh my gosh. So what they do that on purpose to kind of shake off the little guy. Not only that, it's not healthy if a commodity just goes up and never has a retracement. Everything has a retracement. Nothing's just going to go straight up without a retracement. And so basically what we saw Bitcoin, we saw Ethereum, because all the other cryptocurrencies follow Bitcoin because Bitcoin is like granddaddy, right? So all the cryptocurrencies took a hit. Diving. A lot of people got scared. I'm selling. I tell people you never sell low. So, but then you had big, what we call whales. These are people who purchased up large amounts of cryptocurrency. They started, I think they just said the other day, Michael Saylor, who is a Bitcoin billionaire, he just bought up, I think almost $1 billion or something like that of Bitcoin, Elon Musk. So when you look at who's buying. So I always tell people, follow the wealthy, and that's how you become wealthy. So if they're saying they're selling, then a lot of times there may be a real sell happening, but most of the time you'll see them. And I have a few Bitcoin billionaires that I follow their moves. Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss, those guys are the ones who started Facebook with Mark Zuckerberg. They're very disruptive. They created Facebook, and Mark said they didn't. They took them to court and they won $60 million. So, and they knew nothing about the financial network. So they wanted to get in on it. So I follow very closely what they do. I follow Mike Saylor, who is also a Bitcoin billionaire. He had a meeting with all of the S&P 500s, and he encouraged them to move their capital out of traditional S&P 500 and into Bitcoin. And a lot of them did that. And so I've been meeting with like pastors and churches and things like that because, and now our ministry is taking Bitcoin. So I pay my tithe and offering in Bitcoin, and now we have other members that are paying their tithe and offering in Bitcoin. So I want the church to get ahead of what's happening, because if you get in at the first inning, that's where you have the opportunity to make the most money.
Wow. Yes. Jill, I'm so excited to see you here.
I'll hear you.
Wait, my energy, Lord. Okay. Sorry. Greg, he is muted. I'm so excited to have you here, Jewel. This is so exciting for you to lean in on this particular topic. My question to you is, as you explain this to all of us, tell me, why is it hard? Why women have the slow part on catching in on this? Why is it slow? And what is our biggest entry What's our biggest barrier to get more women to play? Because if we can play now and we can play soon, we can play powerfully.
Woo, child. Woo. That's why I love y'all. It's the questions for me. It's just the questions for me. No, seriously, I think honestly, because most women grew up like, mom asked you what you were cooking for dinner. What did you sign up little Johnny for a sports camp? There just hasn't been a whole lot of conversation about economics. I think we've left a lot of those kinds of topics to our husband. I don't worry about that. My husband takes care of that. And so I don't think women innately have been really taught to be independently wealthy, which for me, that was important. And Ben knew that when we got married. And I was like, honey, I'm that girl. I'm that chick, baby. But he actually ended up loving it, and it actually has inspired him in many ways. But I think a lot of women are afraid, and I think a lot of women kind of just feel like, oh, as long as I have love, as long as I have peace, or as long as I'm passionate about something. And I think it's great to go after your passion, but sometimes your passion does not produce profit. And so my thing is learn it so that you can be profitable and you can still stay passionate. Because a lot of times women work from their emotions, which I don't think there's anything wrong with working from your emotions, but I think you have to understand sometimes the things that you're passionate about doing are not profitable. And we've been able to do some pretty amazing things for our ministry, for our children, and just for humanity. Every year I give away a couple cars to single parents, because I was a single parent before, I was married before. And so, but to answer that, I think women they get afraid, so they do nothing. Or they say, I'll let my husband figure it out, because sometimes we tend to be a little bit more creative than we are analytical.
Wow. Why don't you tell them, because we have so many women that listen, when you say you can start low, I know that you can start, the people that are listening, do they have to start with a lot? They start with the amount that they can tend to lose. Usually if you're going to do something risky, or you think it's risky, you do enough where you invest so it doesn't hurt you to lose it. And then you invest more once you understand more. So how much does one need to start?
So, I mean, literally somebody can start with just $10. There's not really a minimum in crypto. I mean, you could literally download your Coinbase app right now, connect it to your bank account, and purchase $1 worth of Bitcoin. So, but the key with wealth building is consistent accumulation. So what I tell people is, buy it, but I want you to learn about it so that you can continue to accumulate it. Because when it gets to 100,000, because it will, you will be glad that you were in on that move. And there are a lot of other ways to make money in crypto, but I would say that's the simplest, is to just purchase and hold.
So, Jewel, my question is, someone that wants to get started and they start very low, what are the best ways for them to learn crypto? I mean, are there seminars that go on a regular basis? Are there groups they can get connected to? If they want to be a part of your group, and I don't know how that works, talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I joined an academy 6 years ago that specializes in cryptocurrency, foreign exchange, and binary options. And that's really how I learned about it. I wouldn't have even known, my interest probably would have never been piqued had not someone who I knew had developed a great amount of wealth and was always on the cutting edge. There are people like you guys, you're always pivoting, you're always changing, you're always taking risks that everyone else is like, there's no way I'd ever do it, but you do it. And then you're like, we up, you know what I'm saying? So that's really how I learned about it. And so I do think community is huge, just like emotional, having a community like you guys talked about, just having a friendship, being able to call and say, girl, I got an issue. I love that. I think, and so it's the same thing. I think the people that are most successful are people that are in a community, and they can reach out to me on jeweltankard.com. And and get more information about it. But I really think it's important because it is the future of money. I think you're going to start to see more banks close. SunTrust has already closed tons of banks. You can Google this. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, they've closed tons and tons of banks. JP Morgan years ago was saying, we don't want anything to do with crypto. And now they're buying up tons of it. You can see a lot of tellers are gone. A lot of the drive-throughs have shut down. You can see there's this huge, this evolution that's happening even with how you spend your money, self-checkout. So we're moving very much from labor to digital. So now you could never wire money on your wire money. You would always have to go to a bank to wire money. Now you can wire money from your phone. So we see that there's this emergence of digital. Everything is going digital. And so I love that you guys even have your show on this digital platform, because if you don't get involved with digital, you'll be antiquated. I mean, think about this. The churches that did not go digital, unfortunately, they probably died. And the pastor could have had a great word, powerful content. But I love how, Gloria, you've gotten so ambitious, honey, on TikTok, because it's digital. Those are the things that really keep you relevant to say, hey, I'm with the times. I'm not behind time. 10 years ago, there was no TikTok, right? 10 years ago, there was no StreamYard, right? 10 years ago, there was Blockbuster, but now Blockbuster is gone out of, it's gone. Now it's, Netflix and now Hulu and now Prime Amazon. So
absolutely. Jewel, we're going to go to our next, our last and final break. When we come back, we're going to answer some of the questions in the chat. Okay, so you're listening to We Got Issues with the Force of Friendship. Our guest today is Jewel Tankard, and we're talking about cryptocurrency. You still have time to call in and ask your question at 313-778-7600. We'll be right back after this break. All right, we are back. We are back, and we are talking cryptocurrency with Jewel Tankard. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that this hour has gone by so quickly. So, Jewel, we have a couple of our viewers that have questions. One of the questions that was asked came from Alicia Green, and her question was, how does Bitcoin compare to the US dollar? How does Bitcoin compare to the US dollar?
Okay, great question, Alicia. So first, the dollar is not backed by anything. President Nixon took it off of the gold standard in 1972, unfortunately. And so basically one of the problems with the dollar is that the feds, every time they print money, it causes the value of the dollar to go down because every currency has to be backed by something. Bitcoin basically is a network that is going to change everything from how we buy everything from groceries to furniture. It is an entire network that's ran off of something called the blockchain. And so it's here to stay. The value of it, because it's connected to technology, is a lot stronger and better. So the value of Bitcoin, it'd be better to save Bitcoin than to save the dollar, right? Think about it. When you put your money in a traditional bank, it's not even growing 1% a year. Right? No, child, you losing. But if you hold on to Bitcoin, even in a bear market, know it's a retracement and it's still headed up. So it's much better to accumulate and hold Bitcoin than it is to accumulate and hold cash. Because if you put $10,000 of cash at the beginning of the year, by the end of the year, 9,000 something with maintenance fees and all that.
So Joel, I have a question. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, are they one and the same? Can you say Bitcoin and that means crypto and crypto means Bitcoin? Are they interchangeable?
That's a great question. So Bitcoin is like the granddaddy of crypto. So cryptocurrency, there are tons of different cryptos. I mean, literally, I don't know, we might be at 1,000, but I know there are hundreds of different cryptos. All cryptos are not created equal. Some might be worth $1, some may be worth $50, some Solana might be worth, I don't know, $20, Polygon. So there are all these different cryptocurrencies. I don't know if you guys noticed, but during the halftime of the Super Bowl, they were advertising crypto.com. We named the Staples Center in LA crypto.com. So all cryptos are not created equal. They're not necessarily interchangeable, but Bitcoin, like, if Bitcoin is going up, then all what we call the alternative coins go up too. If Bitcoin is going down, then all the alternative coins, all those hundreds of different cryptocurrencies are going down as well. But remember, the most two important cryptos, I think, are Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Okay. Spell that last one, Jewel.
Sure. It's ETHEREUM.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Let me see. Someone asked, now is it possible to be scammed if you get into Bitcoin and crypto? Someone wanted to know about the scammers.
That's a really great question. Yes. Don't ever send anybody your money it's like people will say, unfortunately, I have fake pages that people say, oh, I want you to send me money. You never send me money. You never send anybody money. All your crypto can be purchased by you. As long as the person does not have your user ID or password, they can't take your money. But never give somebody money. And then also use the Google Authenticator to add that extra digital security. And then we also use things like Nano Ledger, NANO Ledger. You can actually purchase it on Amazon, and you can actually keep it. You can store your crypto long-term on that. Let me say this, don't be afraid to learn. They made it somewhat complicated in the beginning. When I first started learning it, I was like, Lord, I just don't think I'm smart enough. Honest to God. I talked to Jesus about this, spirit of comprehension and Jesus. It was so like over my head, but don't be afraid to learn it, because once you start learning it, you'll be like, but you also will understand why a lot of people never get into it, because they get frustrated. I'm like, breathe. You don't have to learn everything overnight. We're starting. Just keep educating yourself, because later on you will be so glad that you did.
Yeah. And, I love the fact that you keep saying just get started. And, sometimes it is just a matter of getting started. We have a caller. May, are you still there? Yeah, thank you, May, for calling. We got issues. What's your comment or your question?
My question is, I know a little bit about like Tesla, or when I went through Fidelity to do this, do I do the same thing with Bitcoin or what?
Yeah, that's a great question. How do I do it with Bitcoin? Great question. So Tesla and Facebook are considered stocks. So the difference between the stock market and the crypto market, stocks are basically stock prices. Stocks are based on companies, their revenues, their expenses, their liabilities, and how well they're faring in the market across the board. Then they come up with the stock price, right? So for example, during the hurricane season, Home Depot stock usually goes up because people are buying more lumber and buying more supplies, right? And in other seasons, it may go down. So stock prices are based on the company and how healthy that company is economically or not. And a lot of times, sometimes who their board members are, or who their CEOs are, depending on, consumer confidence in, is this company going to be able to continue to innovate like Apple? So that's the stock market. But crypto market, I can't buy Bitcoin with Bank of America or with Wells Fargo. Traditional banks do not store or hold or allow you to purchase Bitcoin. So you have to go to exchanges like PayPal allows you to do it now. And PayPal is just something to play around with, Cash App, but that's not where you really want to buy it for real. That's just really for more transactional crypto purchases. You want to use real platforms like Coinbase or Crypto.com or Gemini to actually buy and hold your Bitcoin. I hope that helps.
Thank you so much, May, for calling on today. Thank you. Wow, Jewel, that is so good. So once again, before we come to a close, we want you to talk a little bit about what you guys are going to be doing at the Renaissance Center, and tell people that are in the Detroit metropolitan area that want to learn more about crypto, how they can get registered, or can they register on site, or is this something that they just have to do online? Talk to us a little bit about that before we close.
Absolutely. So you guys can come, you can buy your ticket on site, or you can get on Chairman Run, CHAIRMAN Run, RUN.events. Okay. Chairmanrun.events. You can buy your ticket there. It's Friday night at 7, gives you an overview of how the entire educational cryptocurrency platform works. And then Saturday is training all day long from like 9 to 5, hearing from the top cryptocurrency educators will be in the building. And then you can get on Tankard.com if you can't make it to the Renaissance Center this weekend. And myself or one of the team members will reach out to you within the next 72 hours and explain to you how everything works and get you going.
Wow, that is so awesome. Oh my goodness, Jewel, you made such a complicated thing very understandable, and we absolutely got to have you come back to continue this conversation so more of us can learn about cryptocurrency and get in on the ground floor. We want to be billionaires too, right?
Let's love them.
Absolutely. You can listen to We Got Issues with the Force of Friendship. We're so thankful that you hung out with us today, but we will be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. You absolutely don't want to miss tomorrow's show. Thank you so much for tuning into We Got Issues with the Force of Friendship on 910 a.m. The Superstation. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.